When you go looking for it, you'll start noticing fabric everywhere. It makes up your clothing, the carpet and rugs you walk on, the chairs you sit on, and the towels you dry yourself off with. But up until now, most CG fabric has looked average at best, due largely in part to the textures that were available. You see, most fabric textures were photographed, and while photographing works okay for the majority of subjects, it fails with fabric as the detail is simply too small to capture. When you look under a microscope, you'll see that fabric is made up of thousands of tightly interwoven threads, unique weave patterns, and even stray thread imperfections. But since this detail is too small to be seen by the camera, you only get an approximation, which leads to blurry splotches, inconsistent tiling, and just generally poor looking fabric. So, we wondered if by creating better textures, we could create better fabric renders. First, we inspected fabric samples under a microscope, paying close attention to the weave pattern, thread count, and the way it interacts with light. We then took that information and used various software to recreate the specific fabric types digitally. This is a much more time-consuming process than photographing, but it allowed us to accurately capture the way real fabric looks. And as well as realism, another advantage to this workflow is that we were able to set up thread IDs, which may be a new concept for some artists, but it allows you to create alternating thread colors across the fabric, which is something that's necessary for many fabric types today. The result is a collection of fabric materials that are both realistic and customizable for any purpose. Whether you're making clothing for a character, suede fabric for a couch, or even a tarpaulin, these new fabric materials will make your renders look amazing. Members of Poliigon can download this new set of materials right now. And as with all our materials, they're provided in simple diffuse, normal, displacement, and glossy maps, which can be used in any 3D software.